If fat loss feels harder than it should right now, this might be the one thing that I would stop doing. Do you find yourself restarting every Monday? If this is a behavior that you've seen yourself do from time to time, or even on reflection now, and you're thinking about it, and you realize, actually, I do reset myself again every Monday. I make a new plan and I try and push harder each time to try and make this week better and more successful than last week. When actually, when you do that, you end up more exhausted. This approach and this method backfires. And what it does is it elevates your stress levels, increases your cortisol, and it leads to so much more inconsistency. And over time, you'll find that your self trust erodes. It's such a common pattern that ladies are finding themselves fall into. And it's completely not your fault. I'm sure most of you would be completely unaware that it's even happening. Quite often we latch onto that mindset in a belief of it being a positive way of, it's Monday, let's start again, let's give it another shot, which is great to have that inspiration and that drive and motivation. But the problem with that, when we're looking at trying to move towards being healthier, losing weight and making progress, is that it's not just simply a matter of setting yourself up to have a great week and being motivated and trying to be a bit more disciplined and being inspired and being positive. It actually has a negative connotation to it that underlying will start to eat away at you and actually move you further away from getting results each time you try to do it than you actually realize is happening. When we are just winging it, if you like, and going for it again next Monday, and all we're doing, all we are taking with us to create these results is a new level of energy or gusto or certainty or determination with no actual plan or structure, just I'm feeling great, I mean it this time, I'm going to go for it. We are leading ourselves down the same path. We have no defined plan that we're going to follow, other than I will work a bit harder and I will be stricter with my food. This is the most common cycle. I see this all the time, and sadly, it just does backfire. It won't work. And the trouble is, this is such a learnt behavior and a learnt pattern. It's something that ladies have been doing for many years, often, quite often, decades by the time they come to me. And it simply doesn't make sense because logic says if I work harder, I'm going to get a greater results in my body. I will simply run more, train harder, lift heavier. By default, surely I have to get results. It doesn't seem to be any other logical explanation. And calories in, calories out. If I reduce the calories I'm having, or the number of meals, or the portion sizes, or increase my fasting window, this has to work on the other end as well. So more training, harder training, I'm going to burn more calories. Hold back a little bit with my food, or be slightly stricter. This will also hold back with my calories. So the outcome has to be that I'm going to produce better results, lose weight, feel more toned, and get on the scales that week is going to have a better number that I want with my measurements. I'm going to have the better number that I want with my appearance, how I look in the mirror, how I feel in my clothes. Surely I have to get better results. I get it. It's completely logical. This is how ladies have been thinking and functioning and operating for many, many years. It doesn't work. This is why we find ourselves stuck on this cycle. And this is why we end up not only not getting the results, but burnout happens, disappointment happens, and underneath all of that is the self-trust that will erode within you time after time from failed attempts. Because what you'll do with that, after trying and having the outcome that you didn't want or not getting the outcome that you do want, you, whether it's conscious or subconscious, you will label yourself as I have failed. It's not what's happening, but because you're trying so hard, what matches that is, I'm trying so hard, I didn't get the results, therefore I failed. Because we're not realizing exactly what's happening physiologically in the body, and that is not the answer, there doesn't seem to be another avenue that we would consider, such as I haven't failed, I just wasn't doing the right thing. But that's the truth of the matter. It isn't the way that the body's going to get results. Maybe yes, when we were 20, when we were 30, We'll train a little bit harder, push a little bit more, miss a few meals, restrict calories. Sure, the body is functioning very differently at that point in time, at that age. We have a completely different metabolism. Our hormones and our energy is different. We're able to recover differently. And also, one of the biggest things that's different at that point in time, or that hasn't yet changed, is our stress levels and our stress tolerance. We've experienced a lot less in life 20, 30, 10, 20, 30 years prior. So our stress starting point of our stress levels is a lot lower, and our tolerance is a lot higher as well. So we're able to cope with a lot more that's going on. At this point in time, it's all in reverse. What we need to do now seems counterintuitive. It doesn't sound logical. It can even sound scary. If I do that, what you're saying, that surely cannot work. It sounds too easy. It simply doesn't make sense. The way you actually get results is by doing the opposite. The body needs fueling. It needs fueling, not restriction. And we need the right type of training and rest and recovery, not pushing harder and working more. The reason this actually works, and the reason this is what your body needs right now, is logical when you understand it, is physiological, physically logical when you understand it. It's because our stress levels are so much higher. Our nervous system is switched on, it is wired, it is on high alert. And so when we are pushing it more, we are making it more anxious, more aware. We are telling it there are more problems. So stay on high alert, be aware, keep your stress level, cortisol levels up, because there is a threat around. When we bring that down, when we go into a place of rest, recovery, relaxation, and we find a way to bring the cortisol levels down, to reduce stress, whether it is emotional, cognitive, physical stress, and even lack of physical rest, poor sleep, doing too much, rushing around too much, all of the stresses, even just simply the amount of training as well. The body is under so much load. That's a form of stress. We're not getting downtime. We're not able to physically recover muscles and in the energy that we've burnt through if we're doing cardio as well. So what we actually need to do to unlock the trap that we've put on our body with this current high level of stress, with this food as well. So restricting our food is also leading to high levels of stress. As soon as when we're 20, 30, we restrict food, the body doesn't see it in the same way. But now when we do that, it interprets that as stress and a threat. It is doing the opposite that we want to actually happen. It's raising our cortisol levels. It's putting it into a panic, and it is not nurturing. It is not nourishing, and it is not telling our body that it is safe to let go of the body fat. So by putting ourselves into this high state of stress and nervous system pressure, we are telling the body, you are not safe. And when our body is feeling unsafe, it does not want to let go of the body fat. It has more urgent, more important priorities, which are to keep you safe in some other form. And on that biological primal level in the body, that means you may be under some sort of danger. So don't start processing food don't burn any body fat. I may need to use some of that storage, and don't rest and wind down. I may need you to get up and move around quickly, run, hide, fight in order to protect yourself, because that high level of cortisol is what we are telling the body. Now, when we do this in reverse, when we fuel and nourish the body, we are telling it, here's food. Food is coming. You have easy access to food. You're not going to be restricted. Once it learns that pattern, it is then safe. It feels safe and learns a safety feeling to be able to then release and let go of the body fat. It's holding it because it doesn't know if it's going to get much more. Once we're telling it in frequent meals, regular eating, that there's plenty coming, it then doesn't feel the need to hold on to it so much. And I don't mean copious amounts of overeating. I mean the right amount of food, the right types of food, the right gaps, portion sizes, etc. When we are having small frequent meals, for example, is one way of doing it, especially if a lady's coming to me with a lot of anxiety around doing this, if she has under-eaten for a long period of time. I will gradually blend her into a healthier way of eating. And I've had some extreme cases when, as an example, there may be a meal that is just 2 tablespoons or 2 mouthfuls of something. It's breaking the fast within the body. It's telling it, here are some calories, here's some energy, here's some fuel. And it doesn't have to be a lot of food. That's an extreme case scenario. And then every 2-3 hours, having a little bit of food. But my point being, to have that frequent amount of actually fueling the body and not withholding it from food. Which food, what foods, quantities, frequency, gaps between number of meals, it's individual for each person. And that I work with you at a more individual level. But my point being, when you unlock the withholding of food, now we're giving our body that fuel, it releases the stress on not being nourished. And from the physical perspective, when we release the stress on overdoing and we stop and we slow down, we allow rest, recovery, reprieve for the body, we're in any way able to improve our sleep. And if not, that will come as a byproduct of reducing and lifting that stress signal from the body. We're lowering our cortisol. That will have that knock-on effect to enable you to get better sleep. And they just work with each other. Better sleep, lower cortisol, better sleep. You feel different within yourself, and cognitively, emotionally, energetically, you will be feeling different, and you'll start performing at the level that you're wanting to just function through day-to-day life as well. And when you are stepping back from the too much doing, it allows the body that time that it needs to then recover as well, which brings it off the edge of the cliff. It lowers those stress levels down again. Once you do that from both sides, from nourishment, from nutrition, from exercise, and bring in that rest and recovery. And even if you start off with a few calm days of just stepping away from doing too much and allow your body to come into a place of rest and recovery, perhaps doing some mobility movement or some breath work or just some downtime, in giving yourself that space, which very few of us actually do, coming out of that place of such high cognitive load and so much busyness, we are then able to allow the body space for the nervous system to calm, to breathe, to relax, to come out of fight or flight, to come into rest and relaxation. And what happens then is it responds. It's all it's waiting for you to do. That's the first step. Of course, there are many steps after that. There's looking at the entire nutrition plan altogether that's specific for you, and the right training and the right blend of training from where you are now to where you ideally want to be. And again, of course, based on the goals that you have, and bringing in the mindset, where there's such a shift with mindset from where we may have been in the past, what we're identifying with, or a previous version of ourselves with whom we're identifying. So all these different shifts and different pillars and layers that we want to work towards and work within as well. And once we apply all these different areas, but from a place of calm, structure, control, support, then very quickly we see responses within the body. Our body is not broken, and it is not working against us. It's simply waiting for us to actually understand what it wants us to do, what we should be doing, hearing the messages from our body, and then implementing those strategies and actions and behaviors that the body is actually needing in order to give you the results that you're waiting for. It's so much easier than we think. We think we need to work harder to get more results. It's the way we've been conditioned. The truth of it is the opposite. We need to stop, slow down, release the trap on the body, lower the stress, and enable the body to actually do its work. It wants to do it for us. We just, for many years, have misunderstood the mechanism and exactly what it is we should actually be doing. So if any of this resonates with you, it's usually a sign that your body needs support, not more discipline, but structure, support. And once you understand how to do that, you put it in place, your results and the response from your body will be instantaneous. You will see changes within the first few days, and this is without fail, because your body is simply on alert waiting for you to change. It has not stopped working. and it's not broken, it's just waiting for you. I hope this has brought some insight into what may be going on for you. If you feel like you are either stalled or stuck on a cycle, or you feel like something I've said has triggered a thought that, yep, this is me, and I can see that logically could apply to me, and I can you'd love to get those results and actually understand what's happening within your body, then do please reach out to me. We can chat, we can go through your personal circumstances, and obviously you're welcome to work with me to get those results if that's something that you feel ready to experience and really want to shift and change for yourself finally. I hope this helped. And I hope more than anything else, it brought some calm and some hope to you that there is an answer. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.